I'm Jessie David from Metal Wani, and joining me is Charlie of Anthrax. How's it going today?
It's going really well.
Great to hear. How's your tour been?
The tour's done, so that went really well. Played some really good shows, met some really cool people, and, we were all pretty stoked about it.
Yeah, nice. So you have a lot going on right now. I mean, tours, DVD releases, life in general. The band's long-awaited live in concert DVD, Kings Among Scotland, it drops April 27th. Obviously, it's going to be including Anthrax's entire live show, but it will also include interviews, behind-the-scene footage. What was it like documenting all of this?
Yeah, someone mentioned to me the other day, hey, I saw the documentary footage, and you guys all look really tired. And then it kind of caught me off guard for a minute, and then I told him, I said, oh my God, you know what? That documentary footage was done the first few days of the tour, so we had just come off of a tour and flew straight to Europe, so what you see is us just kind of all, jet lagged, tired and everything, so, we need to make people understand that we're not really tired. We don't look that way because we're just burnt. We're fucking jet lagged.
Yeah.
And believe me, it was tough.
So what can we look forward to seeing on Kings Among Scotland?
A lot of sweat, a lot of metal, a lot of Scottish fans. You're going to see us play things that we've never played before. We play the whole Among the Living album in its entirety, which, was a bit of a challenge for us to do. But and when I say challenge, I just mean that we had to learn how to perform these songs because we really never played them, So, that was a bit of a challenge. And then once we got it, boom, we were on our way.
Beautiful. Well, the release date is April 27th. Can't wait for that one. So Record Store Day is just around the corner. Do you think maybe we could see a vinyl of the audio from Kings Among Scotland?
I think you just may.
Yeah? Because I think that would be freaking awesome. All right. I like the sounds of this.
Yes, it's cool. And the cover, of course, is probably one of my favorite things about the record or the video, whatever you call it. Most Kiss fans will know that it's derived from a Kiss album cover.
Yes, and I believe Gene Simmons gave his blessing and everything, right?
Yes, he did, and we're very happy about that.
Now, you are supporting Slayer on their final tour, their farewell tour, which just sounds bizarre saying. How do you feel about this? When I first heard about it, I was a bit shocked about it, and then a part of me wasn't so shocked. It just made me think about our own kind of band and everything, and I never really stopped to look back at things. I only stop and look back when people mention it to me, but for the most part, I still feel like I'm 20-something years old and just going, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So I don't know if I will ever stop making music. There may be a day when we all stop performing because we just can't do it that well anymore. And but I don't know if I would ever really stop making music.
Well, good. I don't think you guys should anyways. Why?
Right? See?
I have to ask this one. Since Slayer is calling it quits, do you think we could see maybe a Big Four tour?
Hang on, let me call Lars and see if he's up to it.
I'll hold.
I would never say never, it's possible, but now that Slayer's taken calling it quits, hey, maybe that's just the one thing that, gets them out of retirement.
That is true. This is very, very true. Besides DVD releases and tours, have you started thinking about the follow-up to For All Kings?
Yes. Yeah, and I'm happy to say that I've demoed lots of songs, and I'm already pretty much on our way to the start of making another record. It's just going to take a little time to all get together and just kind of start to arrange and start really crafting the tunes. But yes, I have started writing songs, and it sounds really good.
Oh, I cannot wait. How far along are we in the writing process?
I mean, like I said, I've just been demoing some songs and ideas, so probably around 7 or 8 ideas.
Excellent.
You know, it's probably going to be another goal of mine to have 20 songs to like choose from, like with the last album. Just want to have as much as possible so we can say, those are great. Okay, we need to work on those a little more. You know what I mean? Just have a variety.
I heard there are a few unreleased tracks from the For All Kings session that could maybe serve as a starting point for the follow-up album. Is this true?
I always say that, and then I always scrap it. It's like, nah, the newer stuff is better than that stuff. And but sometimes a little piece of a song will come in to play, so I wouldn't rule that out, you know?
Oh, for sure. I find that Anthrax just really continues to keep on putting out hard-hitting albums one after another. Where do you get your musical direction from?
Paul Schaefer. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
I don't know where it comes from, but I'm just happy that it comes. And there's been times when I'll go see a band and I get so inspired that I'll come home and just start writing, you know, or it's happened so many times that I will go see a band and I get inspired, and on the way home I'll be humming into my phone, you know, taping something.
So for the upcoming album, since you have created many of Anthrax album covers and T-shirt designs, do you plan on designing something for the brand new album?
Oh, of course, yeah. That goes hand in hand with it.
Have you started already?
No, because there's no real idea yet. You know what I mean? Once the songs start taking shape, and you know you get that vibe, and then visually you something just starts to happen. That's how it all takes place. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you need that foundation first.
Yeah, exactly. You need some sort of idea or sound, and then the style starts to form after that.
Well, either way, I'm really excited. Can't wait for it. What are we thinking here timeline-wise? Maybe a year?
Probably, yeah. I'll probably say it'll take about 6 months to kind of get it all, together and then record it, and then, take it from there, depending how soon or how fast it goes too. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I mean, we've been pretty good in the studio the last 2 albums, kind of just taking it and just really concentrating on it and, making it the best we possibly could.
So John Bush said he's more open-minded to doing a solo tour celebrating his era with Anthrax. Do you think everybody would be cool with him doing that, playing his era of Anthrax songs?
Yeah, I have no real comment on it.
All right. So, as a huge influence in metal, not only as just a huge member in Anthrax, but also your constant involvement in music, where do you think metal is going?
I don't want to sound like a big Debbie Downer, but I really think that it's just the same old, and everybody's doing the same exact thing, and it just doesn't sound like people are really putting too much thought behind it. I think they're just going for whatever the other band is doing and then trying to do that without really putting too much style and like I said, thought behind it. I mean, to me, metal or rock in general is in a real weird state at this point, because if you break down the different generations of hard rock and metal, you will see that it consisted of bands that came out maybe along the same time, and there was a movement that happened, but each one of those bands really didn't sound like the other. So if you break it down to like the new wave of British heavy metal, you had Maiden, you had Priest, you had Motorhead, so all those bands do not sound alike. Then the next chapter that happened would be what became the big four bands. And the four of us really didn't sound alike at all. We all had our different things. And then the thing that happened after that was kind of grunge happened. And those four bands didn't sound anything like each other. Right? And then what happened after that is you had this new metal explosion where they all sounded like Korn. And then it's never recovered. Everybody's just gotten into the screaming to the real extreme, but they forgot about the song. At the end of the day, it's about a song. And that's why I think metal is in a very weird state at this point.
I have one last question, and this one's more so for me because I'm a huge fan. Do you think we would ever see an SOD reunion?
You never know. You never know.
Well, if so, you better come to Canada and play in Toronto so I can be right there for it.
Sure. It's like, again, that first album to me is one of the greatest things that was ever put on this earth, because it was done, it was done spontaneously, it was done with a high level of creativity, it was done in a fun way, and it was just brutal. And I think maybe that's why it was so good, is because we did it in a weekend, and we didn't have a chance to even look back at it. It was just done, and that was it. Put it out.
Is there anything before I let you go that you would like your fans to know?
I would like them to know that my coffee is the greatest coffee on the earth. It's a little better than Tim Hortons, and I'm joking because you're from Canada, so I had to throw in the Tim Hortons.
I was laughing. I was like, better than Timmy's, eh? I don't
know. Yeah, oh my God. He just went there.
Shots fired.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I love my coffee, and I take so much pride in doing it, and believe me, it's one of my favorite things that I do.
I need to try some of this coffee then.
You got to do it.
I do. I need to compare it to Tim's now. That's it. Charlie, thanks so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.